Welcome back, fans and friends, for this upcoming video. I have, not very hard to find, but definitely new for me, is this. So it's Bburago. We've covered them before. I think mostly F1 cars, and this one you can see here is 143 scale. That is Charles Leclerc's car, and so far the only way we know of that is because we can see there the number 16, which is his number when he races with Ferrari, specifically the 2023 season. So Scuderia Ferrari, obviously, in 23 is what that stands for, and you see all of these sponsors: Ray-Ban, Siva, Santander, V-Power, Richard Mille, I believe that's Air, and then there's the Ferrari, the racing team logo. You have those nice Pirelli tires, and obviously this is not 3D, so me angling it will not allow us to see anything better. And so I actually found this at a weird place, winners. So anyway, there is the normal version of the cars I've covered, 143 scale. You can just see there, that's the SF-23 Ferrari vehicle as well. We can see 3 plus, and I do believe it says 143 at the top left. You have the Ferrari symbol on top right there. That is their 124 racing, and obviously 118 is the huge one. I have not ever seen any of these recently available from any of the stores that I frequent. And there's the Ferrari official product sticker. I don't know how much of a reference number that is, but it is not like the it is holographic, but only very slightly. It's nothing like Fords or Lamborghinis, or the Mercedes is actually the shiniest one. Anyway, there's Ferrari prancing horse, and so you can just see how there the rather uniqueness of the silhouette. This is where the label was, that's why it's all disgusting and sticky still. And so the underneath here we have collector model, not suitable for children under 14 years, contains small parts, and it can also break apart very fast. Please keep packaging for future references. Trademark of Mei Chong Group of Companies. Actual product may vary from illustration, and then they reserve the right to improve, amend specifications and colors without notice. And 143 is the approximate scale, and obviously there is the recycling to it and or garbage, so if you want to know. Anyway, it is relatively simple to take out of the package. There you have it. And unlike the other versions of the car in the box, it comes in this display case. The box is displayable, but is not displayable without damaging this. And you can just see here, it's easy to fix, easy to replace. And so there we have the car in all its glory. Should we take it out of the base? There you have other reference numbers I am unsure of as to year of production and date. I am not sure I have a screwdriver actually. In fact, if there is one that I have small enough, it doesn't. Oh, never mind. It's that one there. So I will try to take off the case first and then see if I can remove the car, because I don't want to remove it inside the case, because then you can literally not put it back. So a lot easier than it looks. Extremely similar to an M2 version, the 164 scale. So I guess I'll take it off of the base first, and there appears to be only one screw. For those keeping track, you just see there, this is just a solid peg. Here's the screw. So it's extremely easy to take on or off if you desire to not use it with the base. And by use it, I mean display. It actually runs extremely well. Well, considering it's a mini F1 car, better. Anyway, we'll do the usual, and I'll have comments about it. So there we have the nose. Everything appears to be level. You have the wheel shields. You have the front nose part where they have put some other sponsors. I guess you pay for how much space you get. Shell underneath the 16, which is, like I've said before, Charles Leclerc. His car, I believe that front thing there is the air sensor and or wire for the air. We have Palantir, Pirelli, Marl, and Santander, HCL software on either side, V-Power, which is the Shell trademark, and I believe those are the lights. We see that unlike the other cars, from the Mercedes and everything else, this actually has a helmet to a driver in it. Just there, you can see the shell and the turbocharger inlet for the engine. This is a mid-rear drive vehicle, just in case you want to know. There you see the shocks and struts for each side of the wheel. As you know, these things ride on absurdly low, and there's not much in terms of it has to retain some sort of stiffness, because any sort of give up and down and this thing will come apart. Even though it's carbon fiber, they're super light. They rely more on downforce, so you can't have them bouncing around. Anyway, like I brought up before, the Richard Mille, Air, Ferrari, Scuderia Ferrari, AFPP, Seva Logistics, VistaJet, SKF, NOC, Brembo, which I believe supplies the brakes for all the cars, so you don't have to worry about that. Ray-Ban, there's the engine ducts and the sort of grille appearance, Santander on the back. You have the, I believe that is the Italian flag. Charles Leclerc himself, I believe, is from Monaco, but that there is the Italian flag. Monaco has a similar color flag to France. Anyway, 16. Otherwise, on the tires, we have just Pirelli and P0, which I believe are the only officially allowed tires to F1. I'm not sure. I haven't actually watched in a while. I will try to take the wheels to see if they're two-piece. It does certainly feel like there's a plastic/rubber outside and a plastic solid inside, but I'll get to that eventually. And on the spoiler, which has much changed since when I last watched it, when they used to have the right across spoiler and nothing else on it, nothing fancy. We have FIA, so that's Formula One Association, for those who want to know, and V-Power on the top left of the car. We have Ferrari, obviously, across the back. And into the back, you have the single exhaust for the engines straight out of the back, and an unusual parallelogram, I guess, is the best way to describe that for the spoiler. Definitely unique. You have B&O, which I'm unsure of as to the reference, but I'm pretty sure it's a sponsor and or they're taunting people behind them. I don't think the car did that well, but I think the Team Ferrari was third overall. Anyway, back onto the right side, we have the other thing I can look for is the inlet for fuel. I believe these are methanol powered, so you can put out the fires with water. We have E there and the Shell symbol, but I haven't watched it, like I said, in a while, so I am unsure of as to where the fuel door is. And we covered the left, so we are onto the right. Is there anything else to note? We have the ridging for the carbon fiber body. You have their shocks and struts to reduce weight. It's not full through anymore. You have the, what do they call it, downforce on the underside of the carriage. Front splitter. This is the side splitter. Everything on the right appears to be the same as on the left. I unfortunately am having trouble reading what it says there. Something group. HSC, I don't know. Brembo, NOS, NOK, SKF, and VistaJet, exactly what's on the other side. Seva and Shell. AWS, Amazon Work Systems, I believe, because that is the Amazon system underneath it, AWS. I believe it's ZCG on the top there, Shell and E again. Like I said, I'm unsure. I've never seen them actually fuel the cars. I haven't watched that in a while, so I would not be unfortunately able to tell you. The protection cage, it had what sponsors are on there. We have quite a few, and while they are printed rather well, it is hard to read. XCX, I believe, or sorry, CXC. Technologies, we have, I don't know what else, there's something surfaces. And Amazon right there, and obviously Shell there, because they are uniquely designed and uniquely colored. Yeah, so that's the only sponsor on both sides, and I unfortunately don't know what it is. And for those of Terminator fans, they have Genesis. Sorry, it's not Terminator, just Genesis. And the central spine, you can see there's quite a bit of detail on this thing. It's not too bad, and it's extremely light. It doesn't feel like it's made of metal. It feels like it's made of mostly plastic. For those of you keeping track, and you can just see the helmet is in rather good detail too. Body shape, I would assume it's molded into the base of the car, so you'd have this and then the red part bolted together with pins. or in this case, you can see here screwdrivers. And I guess we're moving on to the underside. You can just see there the hammerhead front, 2 screws holding it in, 3rd screw in the back. I don't think I'll be taking it apart. And this gritty part, I believe, is to be the representation of the carbon fiber. Made in China, 143 scale, produced under the license of Ferrari SPA. And obviously it says there Ferrari SF-23, Bburago, UKCA. And there you just see how the airflow is directed underneath the car. And it comes up like this, I believe, to form a, I don't know how to explain it. Downforce, you have these 2 parts coming together, call it a dovetail, let's just say, to keep this very specifically not bouncing around, because these are the drive wheels. Any sort of slippage and you will lose momentum. Now the cars, obviously, they're made to go fast and accelerate really fast. I think acceleration is almost as important as top speed, especially on the turning courses. It's actually more, but obviously on the more ovular courses, it's obviously less. So anyway, as I was saying before, is there anything else to cover? You have just decorations for the splitters and the wheels. So the wheels, they are 2-part. So you can just see there. I assume all 4 are the same. Just pull it out a little bit, and there you have it. It's actually reasonably well done. It's kind of expensive, but if you're looking for something that is relatively easy to display and or looks well, you don't want to spend, let's say, $100. These things aren't too bad. Like I said, it's because you get the little guy inside it. It does look much more, let's just say, authentic than the Mercedes and the Red Bull cars that I have, because they don't have the driver in it. Let me see if I can go grab one of the other ones. So, fans and friends, I grabbed this. This is the, I believe, Sober Patronus car. Sorry, AMG, so it's the Mercedes one. W12 E-Performance. This is the all-electric one, and you can just see there is nobody inside that cabin. However, it is from the same company, Bburago. We have the same scale, everything else, but I do honestly think they obviously do sell I didn't see anything non-Ferrari where I was, so it was literally the Ferrari or bust, and they only had number 16, so it was Charles Leclerc or bust. Now obviously I do know that I believe these e-cars are literally electric cars, and the case itself, you can just see here, I am dismantling. It's going to be a pain in the butt to put it back together, because if you remember the videos I had with the Maestos, they have cardboard bottoms as well. It's really difficult. So it also features, just like the Ferrari, except unlike the Ferrari, it has, obviously it's built into the cardboard instead of the plastic. It's actually way worse in terms of display. I brought that up already, but you just see that the 2 holes it comes with, and here, one side screw, the other side peg. And that's absolutely the same as the Ferrari. You can just see there, everything fits. So technically, they probably use the same measurements, techniques, and other things to simplify production, because these are very complicated. You can just tell. So they are, I do believe they are to scale with each other. You can just see there. The gas-powered car, I believe, is very obviously physically shaped quite differently. Obviously, every company, you can just tell, has a different look to it. I do believe actually W12, so it has a W12 engine. This one has a, I think it's a V6. So obviously there's different, this is Lewis Hamilton's car, I believe, from there's no year, I believe 2022, if we believe what that says there. And you can just see how different the underneath of the car is. I really should have taken it out of the package. Now it's actually not easy to put, not difficult to put it back, but it's very nice to look at. You can just compare teams, and obviously different, not logistics, but ideas about how the car should race. So here we have the Mercedes W12 E-Performance car versus the SF-23 car from Ferrari. And like what I was saying, the cages, other things like that, as well as the sitting position is, I believe, mandated by the FIA. So you can't have people sitting a little bit forward, a little bit backwards, but you can just see here in this version of the car, which was $6 cheaper. Does that warrant you paying for that little helmet? Maybe. you like the helmet. It maybe does, but you can just see here. So I guess I can do a compilation video eventually and bring out the Red Bull car, which is the last one I have. Anyway, fans and friends, sorry for dragging this video out a little bit. However, if you do enjoy Ferrari F1, they are out now. And ironically, I think when Lewis Hamilton joined Ferrari, he did test drive this car to do it. Not to do it, but as an introduction, I believe. Anyway, fans and friends, thanks for watching. This is Thomas from Toronto, and till the next one.